Hey guys, welcome back to ArtosisCasts. We are continuing a little bit of an ample deep dive. I'm thinking one or two Terran versus Terran games in here, most likely, just to kind of wrap that up and see exactly where he's at. By the way, he is uncontested #1 on the ladder now. Over 2,700 MMR. He's the only person at that. And, you know, I mentioned before that the MMR system has become, it's like kind of become compacted, right? Like a few years ago, 2,700 would be the people that could barely make it into ASL. Now it's the top of the ladder. So it's just like this compacted nature of it. Everyone plays at kind of lower MMRs than they used to. And it's not actually like less active players. We still have like a huge amount of active players that are on the ladder. But the top pros kind of like just let their accounts slide and don't play as much ladder as they used to. It's a lot more of the up-and-coming guys that are doing it. So we don't have too many accounts hitting up into like 2,900 MMR currently. And who knows? Maybe that'll change at some point. But yeah, the pros, top guys mostly practice with each other and play, you know, specifically matched up games and stuff for the fans. So anyways, this is a Terran vs. Terran, as I mentioned. Ample is down here in the bottom left of Polypoid. And his opponent is not anyone famous. Aengji. I think we'll just call him Aengji. And he's a low S player. So not like the highest of ranks. Ample actually hasn't played that many Terran vs. Terran matchups. But yeah, there are definitely a few in there. So we'll see how this one goes. You know, as long as Terran is S rank, they're going to put out a pretty strong game, and we'll see how Ample ends up dealing with it. But obviously, you know, Ample would be a pretty big favorite here. But you never know with build orders. And there's some weird things happening in the Terran vs. Terran metagame right now. For instance, Light somewhat recently has put out a guide on a special 2-fact build that people are using like crazy on the ladder. I'm not good at it yet, but I have a huge win rate with it. It's actually insane how strong it is. It's actually, I'm very interested in it because normally we haven't had super robust one base all-ins, just kind of rock, paper, scissors stuff, but this beats almost everything, it seems, at least at this moment. So I don't know if we're going to see something like that here. Ooh, very nice depot there to block that SCV in. Nice play from Aengji. Gets a SCV very, very low. So this is an SCV at this health. Like, if you decide to dive like this... Oh, look, he puts him back on. If you decide to dive like this, you can't re-scout for the expansion. So that's not always the best move. I don't know if I really like that he did that. I feel like just checking for the command center is one of those powerful things. Okay, this is 2-fact. This might be the build that I was talking about. There's a decent chance. I'll let you guys know as we see what he does with that. If he goes add-on immediately, it's probably the build. Now, this is a factory experiment. Oh, I'm getting chills. Oh, God, please be that build. Yes, come on. Okay, because here's the thing, guys. I normally play like Ample's playing here. 1 factory expansion, couple Marines. You know, maybe I build a few Vultures, 2nd factory, maybe 3rd factory. Ah, damn, it's not the build. It's an armory. Still, you know, it's a 2-fact, so we'll see. The actual build that Light put out is 2 siege tanks with siege mode right away, and then Vulture nonstop from both these factories going into mines and then speed. And you just float your barracks over and you just kind of push in because you just have like so much more. Like even Wraith Rushes have a hard time holding it. Like when I hold it, it is on the back of Wraith, but it's like barely. Okay, so Ample gets a couple Vultures and then goes add-on. This is very standard stuff from him. 2 Vultures is generally the minimum that you're going to make in close spawns. And it is 2 tanks. We don't see siege mode yet. Yeah, maybe it is a build just with an armory thrown in. That is a possibility. No, okay, he does go into a Goliath here. So, like, in a way that makes it very sturdy. Might be like a variant that he's added. Because here's the thing. The meta is shifting right now. So, like, there's going to be probably more Wraith openers from what I can divine, because that's like been the only way I've really lost with it, and the only way I've really held it is Wraith openers. So he might be saying, you know what? I'm just going to get Goliaths with it because everyone's blind countering it. It actually looks really similar to the build, but not exactly. So Ample is going to finish this bunker as this is incoming. I am so interested to see him try to hold this. Because siege mode is... Well, actually, the siege mode isn't that quick because he did buy, you know, the armory. Normally, siege mode, you're getting really, really fast. Like, you'll have siege mode by the time your tank gets there. Or maybe just slightly after your tank gets there. But he's got 2 tanks. As long as he gets siege mode first, I think he still has good potential. Aengji bringing down his 2 tanks. Okay, siege is up. Yeah, and you can see, like, again, this is not the super optimized version that Light does, but instead a more robust version in a way. Like, it'll crush a Wraith opener. I think actually Aengji was pretty smart to play it like this. And look at this. He tanks with an SCV as he brings us in. This is very good. This is very good by Aengji. Dude is... Okay, well, I think this shows you the ridiculous strength, actually, that this build has. Because Ample right now is getting cleaned up by this low S rank player. He's getting cleaned up, man. Look at this. It's ridiculous. Good micro, pulling back his siege tanks. Look at the amount of damage he's doing. Are you kidding me? Okay, this was an overextension by Aengji. This might allow a hold. If he gets a clean hit. Oh, my God. Well, this game... Yeah. Ample's just like, damn, dude, this is crazy. Realistically, okay, from this position, what you should do as Aengji is just make it hard for Ample. You shouldn't try to kill him. You siege the tanks here so high ground tanks can't hit you, and he'll never be able to retake this base. Like, this is a game win if you just pull back to this position. Okay, so Aengji is doing what a lot of players do. You're playing a pro game where you're like, I need to kill him now or he'll come back. Honestly, it's like, oh, and he gets the tank. He's hitting a lot of shots onto high ground, that's for sure. Ample siege is up once again here. And Aengji continues to push. Oh, wrong targeting there from Ample. Dude. So few SCVs. By the way, Aengji has not been producing a super lot of SCVs, but he's also sent a bunch to fight as well. And look at this. Continues to dive. I think he's actually very likely to just finish him at this point. Oh, no. This one's not going to die, is it? Oh, my God. Oh, it was so close. If he had targeted on one of the SCVs repairing at the beginning, he would have broken that. Oh, and he moves up the siege. Damn, Ample. Ample somehow, someway holding. But, you know, as I said, Aengji has been trying to kill him. If he just set up his siege tanks here and, like, made a command center... What do you do as Ample? You can't ever come down the ramp, but he keeps taking low ground versus high ground fights. That was beautiful. This was a great move by Ample, moving way over to this angle. And he actually is going to end up clearing it. Okay, Ample ends up holding. But you know what? This was great that this happened like this. Because it shows you, again, Ample is #1 on the ladder. Aengji is low S rank. And again, low S, you're a very good player if you can hit S rank, okay? Especially if you play the Terran race. Because we don't get no free wins, except maybe in TVT right now. That's the funny thing. Like, the fact that this build has come out and Aengji, like, just did a little change to it, but it really seems strong anyways. I wonder now. Does Ample fight back from here? Honestly, looking at this, like, Aengji wasn't super on top. Like, he was executing the push well and being hyper aggressive with it. But again, if he had pulled back, like I had said, not only does he deny this ever being taken, but it allows him to hit his macro more cleanly. Instead, he was microing so heavily up here that, you know, his SCV production was a bit off. Like, there's no way he should be below in SCV. So you can see some of the weaknesses of him compared to a pro. And again, like, this is obviously he did not multitask that as well as he could have. But also, if he had strategically chosen the other way, like I had mentioned, he could have made more SCVs, probably made a command center by now, and we'd actually be in a very even position. But looking where we're at right now, like, this is Ample favorite now. It is Ample favorite now, but, like, still a hard game, right? Like, he did take a lot of damage. It might be hard to feel out exactly where he's at. But he's got, like, this nice row of siege tanks. He's keeping this SCV on high ground just to kind of watch. You don't want anything sneaking up there and getting an arc around you. So he's kind of making this like defensive arc. Ooh, a little bit too far. Does give vision for a moment there at least. He's really trying to get it. Oh, that was a really good idea. That was a really good idea. He was hoping to pull splash damage or even get some SCV hits onto that siege tank to finish it. You know, without that +2 attack, you do not two-shot a tank, and it gets so low after 2 shots. Ooh, really good. Oh, that's so funny that it shoots that one. Wait. Oh, he doesn't have vision. This is just out of vision. See? Isn't that crazy? And finally gets it when it shoots again. Okay, yeah, and now he's really cleaned it up. So, you know, that's like just shows the difference in level. So I want you guys to imagine for a moment that a pro gamer utilized the build that we saw here from Aengji. 100% victory. 100%. What a strange place we're in right now where a 2-factory build is actually taking over TVT right now. And, okay, so I want to just theorize for a minute, because, like, the thing is, Aengji has plenty of units. He is making the command center, so he's not going to die anytime soon, but honestly, he's pretty far behind. So I'm going to do something that I don't normally do, because, again, like, the rank difference is quite different, so I'm going to actually speed this up, because, like, I can't ever imagine Ample actually losing from this position, but it's going to take him a while to actually break through, because this is, like, a good defensive line. But Aengji just doesn't have much going on. He's down over 10 workers. His third base is going to be later. His production facilities are going to be later, and et cetera, et cetera. Anyways, yeah, if you have, like, really high-level execution with that build, it's going to be death there. And I want to mention, so, like, just as, like, a side, not having anything to do with Ample, but, like, I've really been thinking a lot about the build, and I've been using it pretty much non-stop on the ladder. Well, non-stop was like I used it 4 times yesterday, but I've been using it a lot to try to figure out, like, okay, I want people to beat me so I can figure out how to hold it. But, like, it seems to crush factory expansion and gasless expansion. It's actually very similar to the build I used against gasless expansion for years that Scan taught me. But, like, I think command center first will be good against it. So maybe we'll see something to the effect of, like, command center first becomes more popular, the 2-factory build becomes popular, and maybe, like, I don't know, like, maybe other people just start 2-factorying or 1-1-1 builds or something like that. Like, but the thing is, what Aengji did there was a good counter to 1-1-1 builds, which 1-1-1 would be barracks, factory, starport, so you go Wraith as well with that. It's a little drop we saw there from Ample. And you can see he's got this ridiculous contain up. He's got missile turrets all over the place. Drops going up here. He's going to knock this base out. Yeah, as you really can see here, like, Aengji is trying a decent move of a counterattack. Like, you definitely can't fault him for trying this. And he's actually breaking in reasonably well, but not enough units. Like, this type of size of army, like, you're always going to be able to clear that out. The dropship's coming home now. He did get a little drop over here, which is very annoying. And he will be able to clear this. So I'm going to load that up. Just drop on top. All right, GG. I hope you guys don't mind kind of fast forwarding through there. It was obviously the game was over, although the early game was super interesting. I'm happy. Like, I don't feel like that showed anything about Ample's play other than as of this game, he's not prepared for this kind of new meta shift that I've been seeing. And the thing is, actually, guys, a lot of meta shifts start lower on the ladder and creep their way higher. Like, a lot of people have an idea that the meta starts at pro level and leaks down. Actually, I would say just as often it starts at the bottom and goes up. Not necessarily the bottom, but lower on the ladder, like players that know how to play. Like, Aengji is a good player, right? He's an S-rank player. He knows what he's doing. He's pretty strong. And then you see a build like this coming out of him, and he's punching so far above his weight class, right? So he's like 500-ish, 400-ish MMR below Ample, and he should have won the game. So you see a build like that as ample, you see that 1 or 2 times, you're going to say, holy crap, that build is really good, because mechanically this guy's nowhere near me. So yeah, I think that this was actually a really fun game, because we get to see that kind of meta, and you might see it leaking up towards ample. You know, this is the oldest game of TVT I'll be showing of his. We're going to definitely show at least one more, and we'll see maybe if he takes some lessons into account from this. So guys, thank you for watching. Hope that you enjoyed. This was one of my happier moments casting in a while, just because of the build, Sean. We'll see you next time.